Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Champion coming to you live with a sort of an emergency-ish kind of announcement. I want to talk with you all a little bit. I was going through doing a little bit of grading today, and I noticed that a lot of people really struggled with the database assignment, which is a concern because that database assignment is the core of everything we are going to do for the coming week. So I want to make sure that everybody understands what that assignment is, make sure that you have watched the video on it. So the first thing is you want to make sure that you've watched the video on it. I saw about half of the papers did a really good job with the database. We had a couple of them that were just dynamite, and then we had some of them that were far off, that were pretty much nowhere close. So in that group of students who put in something that wasn't quite, that wasn't close, there were a number of people who submitted sort of early drafts of paragraphs for their paper. And so if you've watched that database video, you'd know that that's not what we're doing at this stage. We're not ready to start drafting just yet. So if you submitted a draft of a paper, maybe some paragraphs, or maybe even it looked as if maybe there were some people who were submitting work from other classes, which is a big no-no, don't do that. Make sure that you're submitting only original work for this course because it is a writing course. And then what you want to do is watch that database video. So make sure you understand what exactly it means when I say put together a database, because at this point you're just putting together evidence. So that was one of the major things that I saw. So go back through, watch that video, especially if you're in the group of people who submitted drafts of paragraphs, that sort of thing, because we're just not there yet. So you'll want to go back and take another peek at that. The next thing is I noticed a lot of people, when there were databases that were being submitted, I noticed that a lot of people had nonfiction, for example. So we had a number of people going to find articles and the like, and that's sort of a logical detour to take, or a pitfall that can just happen as a part of this process. So that one strikes me as somebody, if you turned in quotes and pieces of evidence, but maybe they were from nonfiction. We had, there was one that was a pretty okay database by way of the structure and the format, but it looked like it was from sort of a self-help book. What we want to do is make sure that we are only looking at fictional examples of people working in our field. So when you look over your database, check those sources and see, are these fictional examples? So pretty straightforward there. If they are TV shows or movies about people in your field, then you know you're on the right track. If they are studies and statistics and data, then you're probably talking about actual people in your field, which is not super helpful for studying the way that there's sort of fictional values at work in pop culture. So you'll want to go back and find examples in fiction of people working in that field. If you are in that group, so just moving forward, if you're in that group of people who probably need to redo your database, what you'll want to do is start working on that and submit it by Sunday to make sure that you are caught up on that material and have your database at least moving forward in the right direction from there. I will regrade those, and the way that it will work is I will regrade your databases and I will grade them according to when they were submitted the first time through. So for example, if you submitted a database and maybe did something that wasn't exactly what we were looking for, I will grade them according to when you submitted them. So if you submitted your original one 2 days late, there'll still be a late deduction, but it will be based off of that first submission. So you'll want to go back and make sure that you have that database down and covered. If you need to talk, I will likely set up some office hours, maybe even as early as tomorrow, so pay attention to those. I want to make sure that everybody gets on track with this because it really is absolutely 100% critically essential, important that those databases get caught up and are done correctly and in a way that really helps you as you move forward. Because if we don't catch that database material and we don't do a great database here, then that means the rest of the process is very difficult, if not impossible. So we want to make sure we all get on the right page with that. Again, big things here. Make sure that you're looking at only fictional representations and that you're only collecting evidence. This is not drafting time yet, so we're not ready for that just yet. So stick with me, trust me, we're going to get there. It's going to be great. You're going to turn in great papers, but we don't want to miss that step just yet. Let me know if you have any questions. Keep an eye out on the announcements and emails, and I'll let you know if and when I am holding some additional office hours, and I think you can probably expect those to be being held tomorrow sometime in the morning, afternoonish. So keep a close eye on that, and hopefully we can make sure everybody's on the same page by the end of the weekend. Have a great weekend, everybody. Stay safe and stay sane. Hang in there. Bye.